fine. All right, so we're all in a nice, comfortable seated position. Cross your legs, please. So into your most comfortable cross-leg seated position. And then whichever way you normally sit with your legs crossed, go ahead and switch the other one in front. That's better. See if you can take notice of the way you sit in your sit bones. You have two little bones, literally. You can feel them. Even if you have a lot of cushion, when you sit, you can still feel them, right? So there's two little sit bones, and I want you to see if you can get your weight even on both of them. Yeah. So that means, yeah, you might sit back. And that's where you're actually supposed to sit, right there, balanced on those two bones. And then if you would, pull in your lower belly. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Rest your hands not on your knees, but on your thighs, so that your elbows are a little closer to your ribs. And let your arms relax. And then take note of how you're holding your head. Some of you, just by habit, tilt it to one side. Some of you lift your chin a little bit. Some of you let it hang forward a little bit. And anything that you're doing that takes your head slightly off the center is actually putting strain on your neck. It could even put strain all the way down to the middle of your back. So see if you can find in your mind the pelvic floor. And then from the pelvic floor, raise up your consciousness and notice where your heart is. Let the heart sit right over your tailbone. And then see if you can find a way to get your head right over your heart. Yeah. And so, believe it or not, you actually just started doing yoga. You started paying attention to how you hold yourself. You brought your consciousness into present time. And you created a posture. And articulated your body in some way in that posture. And so this might not be the way you sit every day, and that's what makes it different. And what I want to add to this now is your breath. Close your eyes so you're not distracted by the people that are still coming. It'll be really fun to see if you closed your eyes and there were 100 people, and then you open them and there's 200 people, right? No. So eyes are closed, and now you're focused on your breath. And I want you to really focus on how your breath feels in your body, because we're going to move on the breath, and that's what makes this vinyasa. Vinyasa is about the science and the art of moving and breathing in sync. And so what I want you to do is just breathe for a second and make sure you're breathing fully. Believe it or not, our energy body is really dependent on the breath for things to move. So whatever emotions you're holding on to, you can flush them out with the breath. I'm going to have you move your hands right onto your knees now, and then pull back on your knees and bring your chest forward. So inhale, arch your back, open the chest up high, and then tip your ears back, breathe in and look up a little. You could open your eyes. And then exhale round, tuck your tailbone under, and then pull your ribs back and open up your shoulder blades. You can still hold on to your knees and pull your back as far as you can. Yep. Inhale, come forward. We're going to rock forward. You'll feel the pelvis change, the ribs open up, the chest open up, and then again, the pelvis changes. The tailbone tucks, the ribs go back, tuck the chin. And then we're going to try to do those movements with the breath. So inhale, coming forward, open up the front of your body, and then exhale, go back, round it out, empty out your lungs. One more time like that. It's just like cat-cow, but we're doing it seated. Yep, just moving through the spine, and then exhale, round. Nice work. Find your center, and then start making circles. I want you to circle your body. Yeah, that's it. Just move in any direction. Swirling the spine. Yep, swirling. So there's got to be a little bit of articulation that happens throughout, from the tailbone to the crown. So I want you to let your shoulders move, let your head move, feel your belly move. It kind of contorts and and it moves. We call that jitara, like when we're using the abdominal muscles and we squeeze the stomach a little bit, right? This is cleansing ritual. All that folding at the hips is really good for the colon. So believe it or not, it might just feel like you're doing something silly, but you're really doing something great for your body. And then whatever direction you're moving, let's start moving in the other direction. And that might feel hard to do, right? Because it's like you are coordinated one way and the other way doesn't feel as natural. So even more important to close your eyes and really do this side. Like close your eyes, be in it with yourself. This practice is for you today. It's for you, for having faith and making the effort to come out, even when the weather looked uncertain, you know? Because here you are. And then just start to slow the movements down until you find yourself right back in that seated position. Close your eyes and notice if you already feel a little different. Do you guys feel that? So you know there's 7 days in a week and we only come out here together one. And you know in my studio I offer yoga every day. But sometimes life doesn't allow us. Maybe we don't have the budget or we don't have the time to like get to a studio and roll a mat out. So what if you just sat down every day, put some music on and just started to breathe and move just a little bit. Nothing specific, but just enough to let you feel like this. That only took us 3 minutes. Wouldn't that be a nice way to start your day? Go ahead and fold forward. Bow your head humbly, stretch your lower back. Let the head down. We're just going to take 2 breaths here. Stretch your arms forward. Push your hands into the earth and push your sit bones down into your mat. Oh yeah, stretch it out. Okay, now 2 breaths to the right. Walk it over to the right side. Use your hands, keep pressing. Notice what's happening in the left side of your lower back. Keep pushing that left sit bone down. Yeah, we're gonna get all that tension out. And then come back to center. Let's walk it to the left side. Push a little bit into the floor on the left so the right sit bone goes down. And just open up any kind of tension that may have built up, congestion building up in the right side. Good job. And then come to the center. You can keep your hands on the floor in front of you, and in your own way, I want you to unfold your legs and come into your first down dog. It's going to feel really good to unfold the knees, to stretch your legs. Try to be graceful. That would tell me that you're doing it mindfully, that you're not just kind of flailing your body around to get to the next shape, but that you're actually mindfully moving, breathing. Feel how straightening the legs feels so good. There might even be a little bit of heat release coming out of the back of the knees from sitting so long. And now I want you to take your right leg and stretch it up to the sky. Just feel that hip open up. Maybe even turn your hip open and look out under your right arm. Stretch your toes right up to the sky and breathe in. And then exhale, put that leg down and try the other one. This is just like a morning stretch. Left leg goes up. Stretch through your toes, turn your body, look out under that left arm. Yummy. Good. Put that foot down. And then I want you to walk your feet right up to your hands. Let's bend our knees. Feet are together, knees bent. Tuck your chin and your tailbone, so head is down. Tuck your chin. Yep. And then from the belly, I want you to pull in and start to roll your spine up slowly. So the tailbone stays down, the chin stays tucked, and you're just going to articulate one vertebra at a time until you're standing up tall. Nice work. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take another moment, notice how you feel. It's already starting to happen, yeah? Where's your breath? Just because we pause in a pose doesn't mean that we want the breath to stop. There needs to be a breath, a conscious breath, throughout the entire practice. Focus your eyes in one place or close them. I want you really tuned into your own experience. Pause, breathe, notice, feel. That's what we're going to do today. Lift your heart a little higher. Push into your palms to make the heart feel bigger. And then inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Drop your right arm down by your leg. And then take a little stretch over to the right. As soon as you get the stretch sensation, that would tell you that's enough. And then I want you to push a little more through your left foot and reach a little more through your left arm. I don't want you to overdo it because in a moment I'm going to have you challenged. Turn your gaze up towards your hand. So if your habit is head forward, I promise that's where you've just found your head, right? We have to start breaking those habits. Pull the belly to the spine and then float the right arm out to the side, parallel to the floor. Ooh, say hello. Strength and flexibility in one movement. Push into both feet. Come on up. Inhale, reach. And then left arm goes down. Just a little heat in the core. Take your stretch to the left. As soon as you feel the stretch sensation, it's enough. And then push down a little bit into your right foot and reach a little more with your right hand. Let's turn the gaze up so the head isn't forward. Look toward the elbow crease of your arm that's above you, or look up at your hand. Yeah, that's really good. Now, a little belly to the spine support. Left arm is going to go out. You are stronger than you think you are. That's it. Powerful moment. Breath still flowing free, even though you're starting to be challenged. Let's inhale, push through the feet and come on up. And then exhale your hands right to your heart. Heat's gonna come quick. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Step back and lower on the exhale. Take it down slow, go to the belly. Inhale for cobra, a little back bend. Feel the strength of your back, not the flexibility of your front. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Yeah, I like what I see. Everybody seems to be moving pretty consciously. Let your head down. Spread your fingers. We're going to take one more breath now. And then just slowly look at your hands. Walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Inhale and lengthen. Then exhale, fold. Bend your knees, please. Chair pose. It is a moment of strength. Put a little weight in your heels. Don't be afraid to sit back. And then we're going to push through both of those feet and come on up. This time I want you to stretch back. Keep lifting the heart to the sky. And then exhale, bring your hands right to your heart in front. Okay, here we go. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Lift halfway up on the in-breath. Step back and lower on the out-breath. Moving and breathing in sync. Good. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale back into down dog. So we're moving through that vinyasa, taking really good care of our bodies. That's it. Breath is steady. I love how you're taking care of yourself. Always know that you can make modifications if you need to. When your body is healing, you have to honor it. And if you don't, then the healing process just takes that much longer. Let's take one more breath where we are. And then look forward, walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Lift halfway, inhale, fold deeply, exhale with a very flat back this time. Lift your head and chest and rise all the way up. Strong. Good. Hands to your heart, exhale, pause. Breathe. Notice. Feel. Okay, inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Lift halfway, inhale. Right leg only takes a step back. Stay on your toes. Keep the right hand grounded and give me a beautiful twist open to the left side. Lift your left arm up. And so I want you to pay attention to what's happening in the torso. In order for you to really articulate what happens in the middle, you have to build a foundation, right? So get both feet really grounded. Let the legs have some purpose, like kind of pull the leg bones into the hip sockets so you feel like your base is solid. And then give me a little deeper twist from your waistline. Let the right ribs come under you and the left chest open. That's it. Take a breath. Eyes go down, hands go down. Lower yourself slowly. Step back and lower. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale back to down dog, please. Walk both hands back to your feet so you don't spend a lot of time on those hands. Grab your ankles with your hands and let your head down low. I want you to notice how at the crease of your hips, the very crease of your hips, you can fold your body in a little more. So this is not just about hamstring flexibility. It could even be a little bit about hip flexor strength, right? Can we open our awareness to how there's so much more happening in the body than just what's obvious and on the surface? Let's take one more breath where we are. Just pay attention to all of it. And then we're going to come up halfway. Inhale, flatten the back. Good. Exhale, walk it out into plank and lower onto your belly. Bend your elbows. If you need to, put your knees down. Try to do it with grace. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Now just both feet. Walk right up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up. Inhale. Fold as you exhale. Bend both knees, chair pose. The arms sweep. I'm going to keep you there a little bit just for some heat. All of you hiding in the shade need it more than those in the sun. All right, find your breath. On the next inhale, push through your feet and rise up. Stretch high, stretch back, and then exhale, fold right back in. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Left leg is going to lunge back. Please stay on your toes. We're going to twist to the right side. So push down through your left hand. And in order to access the waist, you could try turning from your waist now, but watch what happens to the bottom. The whole thing goes with you, right? If you really try turning, that left hip is going to drop down low, and the whole thing is going to get a little sloppy. So let's build the foundation. Root the feet. Integrate the legs, pull the leg bones into the hip sockets, that's it. And then try to articulate the twist now from your waistline. So that means, yes, your left ribs go under and your right chest opens. Push down into your left hand to expand the chest a little bit more. And then just release it. Eyes down, hands down. Step back and lower yourself down. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale back into down dog. Go ahead and walk both hands back to your feet. We're going to stay off the hands a little bit. Now bend the knees. Drop your hips low, but take your arms behind you. Let's not clasp. Just reach back like a downhill skier. Now, if you were a skier, you would definitely be going off the cliff or into the trees because you guys are looking at your feet. Right? So I need you to look out at least to the front edge of your mat so you have some perspective of what's going on. Yep, feet should be about hip distance apart. So open the feet up, bend the knees, let your bottom drop as low as your knees. So the top of your thigh is about parallel with the ground. Yeah, like what I see. A little more fierceness in the fingers. Straighten your elbows and feel how that broadens the collarbones. And now I want you to reach the collarbones forward even more. Take one last breath. Now, clasp your hands together and exhale, fold. Oh, you can say it. Oh. Let gravity have a little bit of the weight of your arms. So you're not doing all the work yourself. All you're trying to do is draw the shoulder blades together so you can keep the chest open and let gravity have the weight of the arms. It's so good. See if we can get the arms off the back just enough. That's it. And then we're going to do that ragdoll thing again. So let your arms go, bend your knees, and roll up slowly. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. Notice the strength that it takes to come up that way. It's all integrated. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Lift halfway, look at the front of the mat, and then walk your hands out and lower yourself down slowly. Good. Inhale, cobra, and then exhale, down dog. Right foot steps up to the hands. It's called high crescent lunge. So this time you're going to come up. Ooh, I like what I see. Be high up on the ball of that back foot. So we're not trying to push the heel back. We're actually trying to lift the heel up and bend the toes more. Yeah. That was a really good adjustment. I saw you guys fix that. So try not to push your heel back. Try to lift your heel and be bending your toes a little more. Okay. Some of you are squeezing the midline, so try to widen a little bit. Use the lateral borders of your feet. Okay, so the base looks really good. Can you bend in a little deeper? And then for one breath, reach a little higher. I like it. Hands down. Step your back foot forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, chair pose. Only one breath, so no fear. Right? Come to standing, stretch back a little if it feels good. And then exhale, fold right back in. Good. Lift and lengthen. Inhale. Step back and lower on your exhale. You're going to make your way through to down dog. Inhale for cobra. Be gentle. Exhale, down dog. So try not to be jerky through the movements. Try not to be sloppy. I want you to spread your fingers. Make sure the index knuckle is pressing. It's going to help you integrate the shoulder. Now, left foot steps up. Stay on your right toes. This is high crescent lunge on the other side. Beware about squeezing into the middle. Widen. You have power when you are trying to hold your ground and take up some space. Yeah, there's a fierceness about that. Like this is like we're cowering, and this is like where we own it, right? Can you feel that? Yeah. We're not afraid of falling. It's part of life. It's part of the practice. Come in and own it. Be fully in it. Let's get a little higher on the ball of the back foot. Bend those toes. Lift the heel in the back and bend your toes and then sink in a little lower. Nice. One breath. Inhale, reach. And then place your hands down and step forward. Halfway up, inhale. Fold, exhale. Bend your knees, chair pose. All right, now you're gonna go with me on this. Bring your hands to your heart, stay low. We're gonna keep going lower and lower and lower, and as you do, lift your heels up. So once again, you're bending your toes. See if you can sit on your heels. Be nice with your knees. Pull the pelvic floor in, lift the lower belly, and make your spine a little taller. That's really good. Now, best you can, start opening the knees wide, and then put your hands down on the floor and fold your head humbly forward. Stretch your lower back out. Malasana. On your next inhalation, start to lift your head. Beautiful. Close those knees back up. Hands back to the heart. Find your balance. And we're going to go from this little toe squat into chair pose. So you're going to push your heels down. Stop halfway. Find the pose. Right there in the middle. Find your strength. And then push down to rise up. Nicely done, everyone. Stretch back a little bit. And then bring your hands to heart. Okay. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Find the grace. Lift halfway. Inhale. Right leg is going to lunge back. Nicely done. Nice long lunge. Sweep up for high crescent lunge. Now turn toward the right. Turn your back foot flat. Warrior two. I want you to inhale. Let's inhale and reach both arms to the sky as you straighten your left knee. We call it a pumping warrior. And then bend that front knee and open your arms back up. And as you do that, inhale, reach to the sky, straighten your front leg, turn your head to the side, well, actually forward for you, and then open it up and look at your front hand. That's it. Inhale again, reach up, neutralize the neck. And then turn your gaze out to your left hand. One more time. Inhale, reach. And this time we're going to come into the most full expression of warrior two. Let's encourage that left knee out toward the pinky toe. And make sure we're doing the same amount of work with the right arm that we're doing with the left arm. So I feel like we're opening wide. And all you got to do is make sure that you're getting support from the arch of your right foot. The back foot arch lifts, so the inseam of the leg supports the pose. Okay. Reverse your warrior. Right arm down, left arm up. Say hello to your side waist again. The support for this has to come from the lower belly. So I want you to pull the lower belly up and in, and then we're going to test the waters just like we did in the standing crescent. Take the right arm out parallel to the floor. I know it takes some strength there, and that's what we're after today. As both arms reach and the spine lengthens, bend that front knee a little deeper, and then return to warrior two. Smile, straighten your front leg, say ah. Good, triangle pose. Keeping both legs straight, we tip over left hand to left shin. Please put the hand on the shin. If you can touch the floor, you're probably messing up your alignment, right? So I'd rather your hand be on your shin so you can actually push down and lengthen up. Today I'm not so after like how deep you can go in the pose, but more how much space you can create. So we press through our feet, we elongate the spine. Let's go ahead now and wrap the right arm behind the back. Pull the belly in. And then maybe the left arm reaches straight out by your ear, parallel to the floor. Now, the sweet part of this is tucking the left ribs under and opening the right chest, right? We've already played with that action. Legs should be straight here. It's triangle pose. And then left arm down, right arm up, and return to warrior two. That was beautiful. How you doing? You guys okay? All of a sudden your facial expressions went from like, yay, we're doing yoga, to like, I don't know why I'm here today. Yeah? Okay, sink in just a touch. Take one breath, and then go ahead and take a vinyasa. Both hands down. Step it back and lower yourself slowly. Try to keep your elbows narrow. Keep your belly in. Everything on purpose. Inhale, cobra. Relax the shoulders back. And then down dog. All right. Feet are about hip distance apart here. We're going to walk our hands back to our feet. Turn the toes out and then take another deep squat. This time the feet will be wide, the knees will be wide. That's it. The wider you go, the more likely you are to get both feet flat. So you can actually get your hips down in that space between your feet. And we have the same amount of turnout from the hip, the knee, and the toes. That's a really important piece of this, feet wide. Toes, knees, hips, all turning out to the same degree. Now some of you are just simply enjoying the squat, so that's beautiful. Press into your hands, lift your chest. You could stay right there. If you have crow in your practice and you feel like flying, go for it. If you don't know what that means, just don't. Look around. I'm not even going to cue it because that's how unimportant it is to do. But it's fun, right? And we came out to the park to play, so I'm just offering. And then you come right back down into your squat, join everybody else. Keep your hands on the floor, and then everybody goes bottoms up. Yep, forward fold. Make your feet straight. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, walk it out into plank. Here comes your vinyasa. Neutralize your spine right here and lower down slowly. Inhale, cobra. It's to open the chest and the heart space. And then exhale, down dog. All right, let's walk our feet right up to the top of the mat. Halfway up, inhale. Fold deeply on your exhale. Let's bend the knees for chair pose. No doubt the heat has come up. Come to standing, stretch back if it feels good. Here's your in-breath. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Left leg is going to lunge back. Go ahead, step your foot back, hold it there. And then we rise up for high crescent lunge. Think about what you're doing here. Are we cowering or are we owning it? Right? Feel it. Feel the base. Use your feet, your legs. It's like this. Yeah, there's a sound that goes with that feeling. All right. So I like what I see here. We're going to turn open to your left now, warrior 2. And we'll do about 5 pumping warriors. So inhale, the arms come up. You straighten the front leg. That's it. And then open the arms. Open that knee wide. Look at your front hand. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. Straighten your legs. And then bend. Let's make sure that that front foot is turned out. Good. Inhale, arms reach, straighten it up. Each time you can go in a little deeper. Just touch something new. That's it. I think that was 3, so we've got 2 more. Inhale, reach, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend that knee. Turn the knee out toward the pinky toes. Last one, best one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, go ahead. Come on in. Warrior 2. That's it. So in Warrior 2, we're trying to articulate that front knee out toward the pinky toe a little. It helps if you tuck the sit bone. Remember what we were sitting on? That sit bone? Try to tuck that under. That's which one? That's your right one. Yeah, because I look either way. You're facing different directions. It's like, brrr. Yeah. Do the same amount of work with both of your arms. Open your chest big. Yeah, to be a warrior, right? Passion, strength. Go ahead, drop your left arm, reach your right arm up, reverse the warrior, go back to that side waist. Turn the palm to face back, turn it. Now reach through your pinky finger. I want you to feel that. Now get your support from the lower belly. Pull it up and in. Hold yourself together and then float that back arm out parallel to the earth. I know it takes a lot. And as you're reaching through both of those arms, can you bend the front knee? Just bend it and come down in. We are capable of so much more than we think we are, especially in the moment when we think we're going to fail, we actually endure. Take one more breath and then return to Warrior 2. Make a sound. Right? Straighten your front leg. Now make a bigger sound. Woo! All right, triangle pose. Right arm down, left arm up. Body is long, tons of space here. Don't try to compress it by touching down on the floor. It just doesn't mean anything. I mean, if you have really short legs and really long arms, then be my guest. But most of us are not built that way, so let's put the hand on the shin and get some space. Push down into that front hand. Turn your toes out a little more for me. That's it. And we still have a little bit of work to do on that right sit bone. Drawing in a little and chest opening. Trust the space behind you. We're going to wrap the left arm around behind the back. And then really holding yourself together from the inside. Feel that strength and reach the right bicep to the ear. Turn your palm up so you feel like you either are receiving or offering up something. Both legs are straight. Your heart is open. Your attitude is good. Maybe even smiling. Yeah. And then put your right arm down. Reach your left one up. And then return to Warrior 2. Yep, so good. Just feel this pose. Let the impression be made in your body. You're as open as can be because you've been in it so many times already, just in one practice. Open that knee in the front, sit in it just a little deeper, and then let it go. Hands go down. You can frame that front foot. Come up on your left toes, step back, and lower. Inhale for Cobra, and then exhale back into Down Dog. Okay. All right, are we ready? Here comes the fun. Step your right foot forward. Actually, let's do it the other way. Switch. Just because you were just on that leg. So left foot forward. And then come on up. High crescent for one breath only. And then turn open to the right for me. So turn open. And then just straighten both legs. You can leave your arms up in the air for a moment. Let's hook our thumbs so our hands have something to do. And then very carefully, I want you to articulate. I don't want to be on the green tiles. They're slippery. We're going to turn the right toes out and turn the left toes out. Now see if you can draw your tailbone down a little bit, because as soon as we turn the legs out, because the hips are tight, we immediately do this. Everybody went there, right? So we want to just draw the tailbone down a little. Don't force anything. You'll feel your bones fighting with each other. We don't want anyone fighting, so we just want to be gentle with those movements. And then bring your hands to your hips and start bending both knees. It's just like warrior two leg, but we're doing it both at the same time. Now, there has to be a little lift from the pelvic floor or it gets really hard to sustain this. So that's called Mula Bandha. That's your root lock. We're going to pull up the pelvic floor and see if we can sit in a little deeper. Good. Now, put your hands onto your thighs. Feel your leg muscles and try to roll the muscles back a little bit as you sit in just a little deeper. How are we doing? You guys with me? All right, arms go out. Goddess arms now. Bend them 90 degrees. Head up high. All right, right elbow, right thigh. Strong in the waist. Return back to center. Gracefully, other side. Try not to straighten your knees. Come back to center. Check yourself. Sit down in there. Let's do each side again. Back to center. Your attitudes are actually quite good for this. Yeah, back to center. Now stretch your arms straight up. Interlace your fingers. Turn your hands inside out and start pushing the palms up to the sky. As you push up, sink down a little lower. Now here comes the best part. The very best part. You're going to lift your heels. This is why we were doing this in the lunges. We're going to get up high on the toes. Lift those heels. Just for one more breath. And then put your heels down. Let your arms down and let your legs go. Turn your toes in. There'll be happiness just for that. And then fold in low. Let yourself recover. Everybody okay? Okay. Take a really nice deep breath in. Let it out with a big old ah. And then walk your hands over to your right ankle. Start bending your right knee. And as you bend it kind of deep, turn and look at your left foot and turn your left toes up to the sky. We call that sundial. So we come down into one and we turn the other toes up. You can squat down in there. Get low. Some of you might have to do it on your right toes. Let's put the right elbow inside the right knee and then bring the hands to prayer. If that doesn't seem reasonable, keep your hands on the floor. Keep turning those toes up. I want you to dial the foot out. Yep, just one more breath. And know that when we get to center and we release, that's time for you to attitude adjust, right? So hands down, slowly return to center. Yes, find your breath. Release any judgment or negative self-talk. Release any of your habit to compare to anybody else and just really focus on your own body. When you go into the other side, it's going to be important that you're actually paying attention to what you can do, not what your neighbors can do. All right, walk your hands over to the left foot. Start bending your left knee. As you come down a little lower, look at your right toes and start turning the foot up toward the sky. That's it. Your hands are on the floor. Just figure out where you belong. See if you can get your left arm inside your left leg. And then maybe try your hands in prayer. There's a little bit of that pelvic floor work there. You got to pull yourself together. It's good. I like what I see. You guys are rocking it this morning. Breath. Feel, right? In a moment, you're going to get to have attitude adjustment time. So just be cool right now. One last breath. And then release your hands and come back to center. That's so good. All right. Take a breath. Let it out with that good old ah. And then we're all just going to walk our hands to the front of the mat. That way we don't have to come up and right up in somebody else's butt, right? We're a little close together today. So we're walking our hands forward. Go ahead, lift your back heel, and then step back to plank and lower. Just move through that vinyasa. Do it with care. Exhale back into downward facing dog. That's it. Soften for a moment. And then I'd like you to come into a tabletop pose. Go ahead and drop your knees softly down. Pull your belly to your spine. Take your right arm forward and your left leg back. Feel the belly draw in. Now I want you to turn your right palm down and turn your left toes out. And we're going to move the right arm to the right and the left leg to the left. Don't poke your neighbor. Go a little higher than them if you're close. That's it. Now keep your leg where it is, but put your right hand back down. And then pay attention. Look at your left foot and put it down all the way out on the side. Put it on the side. Put it down. Walk your hands back towards your knees and then stand up tall. Right there. Inhale, arms reach. We're going to take left arm to left leg and stretch over. That's it. Push down to rise up. One last time. Left arm reaches out. Feel the core work. So go the other way. The leg that's extended out, you go that way. Yeah. It'll feel so much better. Put your hand on your leg. Yeah. There we go. Good. From a strong core, come up to center and then place both hands back on the floor. Root down into your hands, pull in your belly, and very gracefully slide that left leg to the back and then pull the knee back to the mat. Good. Left arm forward, right leg back. Just lengthen a little bit. Then turn the left palm down and turn the right toes out. And take the arm out to the left and the leg out to the right. I know, we're cooking something there. I know, it's not the most pleasant shape that we create in yoga. It's not the prettiest either. Right? And then put your hand down, but hold your leg steady. We've been working that hip the whole time. And then looking where it is, just put it down on the side. Walk your hands back and stand tall on that left knee. And we're getting a little sprinkle just in time for Shavasana, you know? It's going to be sweet as can be. Inhale, arms reach. And then right arm, right leg. Take a little stretch over to the right side. It's like a gift, actually. Just as the heat was starting to build. Let's pull the belly in strong and then float the right arm out. Side body long. Spine feeling strong. Keep pushing into your feet. Pull in the belly and rise up. Both arms reach. Exhale. Both hands go down. Root down into your hands and slide that right leg back and then take child's pose. All right. We've got one more thing to do, and it's a beautiful counter pose. Come up onto your hands and knees. I want you to take your right knee and cross it behind your left knee. And then separate your feet enough space that you could try to come back and sit between your feet. You might want to sit on your towel or your mat bag, or you might sit on your heels. If that whole thing feels completely absurd to you, then just stretch the right leg out in front of you and just do the left one crossing over. So it can look something like this. Like one leg straight and one leg crossed, right? Two crossing is extreme. Sit up tall. Notice what it feels like to sit on your sit bones. And then know that sitting forward is a game changer. As soon as your weight shifts forward of the sit bones and you put weight toward your knees, the whole pose changes. So I want you to start to explore that. And if it feels like, oh yeah, then you go in. If you go, oh no, you go back, right? Your body will tell you the truth. It always tells you the truth. It's our minds and our emotions and our stories that manipulate it. So just be honest in this moment. 3 more breaths, that's all. We started a little bit late, so I'm going to run you just a little bit late. I am being respectful of your time. I won't keep you here all morning. On the inhale, come on up slowly. Okay, just like we came in, you're just going to kind of walk your hands forward, get off your butt, uncross your knees, and then cross the other way. Just an opportunity. We did so much of this, right? We did so much out, 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 turning out, right? So we're just in, right? The legs are still externally rotated, but we're leaving the groins alone. We're just softening. You can lean back, you can lean forward, you can straighten one leg, you decide. If your knees or any of your joints feel compromised in this position, don't do it. There's not a pose in the world. See, I know we have all different levels that come out here, and some of us have been using our bodies for years on a regular basis. Some of us are just stepping in. And so I want you to know that there's not a pose in the world worth blowing a knee out for. Right? I want you to come back next week, and then the week after, and the week after. So don't do something that you know intuitively doesn't feel good. This is a practice. It's not a performance. It's a healing practice. So we have to treat it that way, always. Now, however you decided to take this pose, we're going to come on out slowly. Bring your hands forward, lift your bottom, uncross those legs. There we go. And if you feel like you need it, one last down dog. If not, just swing your feet around in front of you and have a regular, normal seat. Sit in simple cross legs the way you wanted to at the beginning of class. That's it. And then one more time, just humbly fold. Bow your head. Take a moment to pause. Breathe. Notice how you feel. Now, I want you to come up slowly. We're going to put the left hand on the right knee and give yourself a little twist to the right. Right hand goes behind you, touch the earth. Use that right hand behind you to sit up a little taller so the spine feels long and all of the discs in between the vertebrae feel like they're getting space instead of being squished. Take one more inhale and then twist a little more on that exhale. And then come around and do it on the other side. Again, think healing. Like if there's any tension left in the body, this is our chance to wring it out. Not to add more, not to try so hard, but just to like find a little bit that might be lingering there and just try to squeeze it out. Turn and face forward. Let yourself lay down slowly onto your back. Feel that mat beneath you. Really cherish the support that you're getting from that mat beneath you. And then if you would, pull your right knee into your belly, give it a squeeze. And as you squeeze it in, can you flex both of your feet so your toes pull up toward your shins, both feet. And I want you to keep both legs active just like that and try to push your kidneys down into the floor so you decompress the lower spine. Now keep the left leg active and extend your right leg straight up to the sky. Both legs are super straight. And then all you're going to do is continue to lengthen that right leg as you bring it all the way down. Just legs straight, keep pushing out through your heel, bring it all the way down, make it as long as possible, and then left knee pulls in. You're still flexing your feet. Go ahead, push, pull just a little bit. I want you to feel the soles of your feet stretching. Spread your toes. And then stay strong and active in the right leg. Take the left one up to the sky. Both legs are super straight here. And then just keep the left one straight as you lower it all the way down. Keep lengthening it. Straighten the knee. Push, push, push out of the heels. I want you to keep your legs stiff for just one moment. And then lift your head, neck, and shoulders and place your palms on your thighs. Just put your hands onto your legs and then imagine your toes were reaching toward your fingers and your fingers were reaching toward your toes and you're really trying to pick up your shoulder blades. The chin is tucked. The back of the body feels as long as possible because the heels keep pushing out as you try to come up higher. We're going to take one more breath. This is stiff corpse pose. That's what we call it. This is your hard shavasana. And then we're going to melt on the exhale into the softest shavasana of your life. Yeah, let it down. Let your feet flop. Turn your palms over. And not just the hand turns, but the whole arm all the way to the shoulder. And then let yourself be. I want you to be so present that you can feel the indentation that your body makes on that little mat beneath you. There is nothing to do here but breathe. Just feel that sweet, cool breeze on your skin. And then start to notice that you can make that breeze that's happening outside of you, you make it part of you by simply taking a deep breath in. And as your breath begins to awaken you, you can start to move a little bit, maybe just your fingers and your toes. Eventually you can stretch, and then we will find our way back to seated, but don't rush. Just acknowledge the work that you did. Let the impression be made in your body. And when you come up, I want you to put a smile on your face. And the first part of the reason I want you to smile is because I want you to feel like you did it, right? I saw that over there. Yeah, you guys did it. You showed up, even when it was sort of in question. And you were here hopeful, even though you knew I could just say, I'm not doing it, right? Like you were here anyway. And that just shows a commitment to what you're doing for yourself. And then know, even though that smile is really coming from a place inside you, that everyone around you feels that smile. Like when you walk around smiling, like you can change somebody's day. And so I'm going to just remind you to do that when you leave the park today. Keep remembering how you feel right now. So you smile at me, it's contagious. I give you one right back. It's just the way it works. And so we have a chance to be the brightest lights in Boca. You know, we have the chance to like remind somebody what it feels like to have a little bit of joy. Even if it's just the idea, like maybe they feel like they're having the suckiest day ever and they're really going through some really hard shit. Like just because you smiled at them, they could have had one bright moment, even if the rest of the day really, really sucks. So I think it's worth it to remember the things that make us smile and then use that to be contagious. Let's bring our hands together at the heart. And we'll just sort of seal that with one little Om. Take a deep breath in. My most sincere gratitude to every one of you for showing up today. Thank you for Maddie and Andy. I know that was stressful getting it here and getting it done, so I thank you for that. We couldn't do it without you guys. And thank you all. Have a really, really happy day. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Thank you. I know that there are some teachers here today. Actually, this isn't even only for teachers. It's just a really cool thing. We have a workshop today at 2 o'clock. Ellen is almost usually here. She's usually over here with her little dog, Chi. She's teaching a really special workshop at the studio today. It's called scribing. And it's a way to learn how to write your yoga practice out in stick figures. And so it's a really cool thing. You learn to like kind of write them out quickly. And when you can see it on the page, you can like see yourself moving from one pose to the next. You can actually see the geometry of the practice. You can see the joint angles. Like it's a very, very cool thing to do. It's fun. So if anyone's free this afternoon at like 2, come over and scribe with me. Learn. And yeah, she's totally awesome. The other thing that's going on today, if you want to right now even, head to Huizinga Park in Fort Lauderdale for Veg Fest. Our own Courtney Mitchell from Yoga Journey and her husband Mike, the two of them together are these inspired young people that are really working toward educating and exposing our communities to plant-based eating. And so the event is going on in Huizinga Park all day today. It looks like they're getting a beautiful day. So on your way out, don't forget to stop at Raw Juice. And I believe if you not only get a sample of juice, but if you download the app for their store, they'll give you a credit toward your next purchase there. So make sure you stop at the Raw Juice table on your way out. They have really yummy, delicious fresh-pressed, cold-pressed juices. So enjoy a treat on your way out. Thank you again for coming. Okay, cool. That's how I get it out of here. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. My hair is all stuck in the mic there. Why?